Alrighty then.
1, 2, 1, 2. It's Tuesday.
It is.
He said, she said, love and abundance. It's in the building.
We
Promoting
get
conscious
started.
parenting.
Yes.
Conscious parenting 911.
Yes.
Always talking about the kids, you know. It's
Play a
always
little
good
bit of music. Play a
conversations.
little bit of music. I see.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot going on in the internet streets tonight,
Oh, yeah.
Mrs. Harris. Yes,
What's going on out there, y'all?
Shout out to the internet streets.
Party's going on, you know, fellas. You tell me.
We out there. We out here on
Everybody doing
Tuesday.
their thing.
Make sure our sounds good. Sounds
2.
about right. Shout out to everybody pulling in and checking in. Let's go ahead and
Well, I
get to the
appreciate
pleasantries before we blast off and get us officially going. Shout out to everybody pulling in on
On my
Facebook. On the
Facebook.
check-in.
All
I
right,
see
no.
Joey on the check-in. I see
Please,
Michael on the check-in.
Oh,
Tanisha's on the check-in.
Yeah.
LD's on the check-in.
All right, brother.
Billy is on the.
Hope everybody is well.
Hey, Rock.
Had a little music playing a little bit. That was
Indeed.
cool. Had some instrument.
YouTube over here too.
Yeah.
Harmonize popped in.
Shout out to
Lord Lipstick Vibes.
Shout out to you.
In Johnny Blaze popped in.
Yeah.
Sarah popped in.
Mhm.
Moderation.
Appreciate y'all. Hope all is well.
We'll
Getting
take
ready
it
for
how
the
we
rest
can
of the
get it.
week.
We
Yeah,
will take it.
absolutely.
how
One like
we
at a time.
Can get it.
One subscribe at a time.
You see what it says? Promote conscious parenting. It's Tuesday, so y'all know
Yeah.
what that mean. That mean the audience ain't gonna be packed. We're not yelling and screaming.
Right. No. We
You know
might.
what I mean?
I don't know.
Yeah, you know, you never know. You
Feeling a
never
little hormonal.
know.
Hormonal.
But you know, you got to dive a little deep to get to the title now. We don't keep it right on top.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You got to dive
dig a
in to
little.
get it.
Dig just a little bit.
Yeah. Sarah said hello to
Hey,
everyone
now.
coming through and in the chat.
Welcome.
I said,
Appreciate you.
hey, y'all.
Appreciate your arm and eyes popping in.
This says she'd be right back. You know,
Mhm.
she's a multitasker.
Absolutely. Got some
Yeah.
octopuses out here.
If you seen the title card, if you dove in, this is what it said.
The greater motivator, consciousness or laws.
And that's the conversation that I
motivator.
want to have tonight. Shout out to the flip up glasses. You see the flip up glasses?
I
That's
do.
great. You know
I
that.
do.
You know that's in the conversation.
Hey,
Flip up glasses.
Dwayne.
The greater motivator, consciousness or laws. What do you think drives us the most? What do you think is the gasoline in the engine that is a human?
Man.
Is it consciousness or is it laws? This is a conversation.
Yeah, it is. That's pretty deep too. You know, I think as little people, you know, they're little humans, so they don't know the world around them, so their consciousness may be a little bit more intact. But us adults, the law. I think that's the greatest motivator for keeping people intact or not doing too much to a degree. Still gets done now. Don't get it twisted, but
indeed,
yeah, laws are in play for a reason, right?
Okay. Well, that's going to be the conversation tonight. So, you know, get some popcorn, tell somebody to come in and tell a friend to tell
please and thank you. Let me hit the like button myself.
There must be some great conversations going on tonight.
Yes, busy. You know, it's life.
YouTube
Shout out to everybody.
But we here. So let's get ready to get busy. Peace. Mrs. Harris, Mrs. Harris, Mrs.
Dreams.
I see that jersey you rocking though.
What do you?
I think I don't see that. You laying bricks? Okay. 19.
Yeah. Yeah. 19. Thank you, sir.
You know it.
Always nice. Yes.
I see you.
Mm-hmm. Welcome, welcome. Got a nice little light one for you tonight. Mm-hmm.
It's just me and you, nigga.
It's
Ain't
all
nobody
good.
out there.
That's all
It's just
good.
me and you. So we ain't even gotta
We
go
used
through
to
all that.
that.
We ain't gotta go through all of that
Living our
information and all of that. What we doing all of that for?
Living
We
our-
might as well chop it up.
Mhm.
Spend a couple of minutes up here
Yeah.
and chill out on Conscious Parenting Tuesday. This one don't even have to stay up. We could take it down so we can act crazy if we
Ooh,
want to.
don't play.
You know what I mean?
Just a little. Just a little.
You know what I'm saying? Let's say
You seeing
this
a lot.
for Saturday. I see
Seeing
a lot of
lot.
stuff.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
some stuff I'm gonna save
It's
because Saturday is gonna be an amazing show.
always an abundance of
Information, right?
videos, man. It's
Never,
always
never, ever. Oh, Saturday. Remember I did the sprinkle rebuttal. I did the drizzle,
drizzle,
right?
drizzle.
Okay.
Mhm.
So somebody seen it.
Oh,
Okay, so you know they mad, right?
did they?
You know.
Okay. Yeah, I was talking.
My car door opened.
They said they wanted their car door open. I didn't
Let's do it.
I didn't hear that.
You need some volume on this?
Said they need some volume.
Yeah. All right. So how you doing? How was your week?
It's
Had a
just
good
now
week?
starting, really.
Second
Yeah.
day?
Yeah. A lot of discussions about fractions.
Right. You
Yeah.
said that was interesting today, right?
Yeah.
How was that?
She got it. When they need to build their own confidence, right? Because the information is in there. You just gotta pull it, right?
Right.
Got to open that
It's in the
file cabinet.
Absolutely. It's in the
And
file
our teachers used to make us visualize that in class, putting on that thinking cap. Those were real things. Like they really took the time to make you image that. It was a form of meditation. If I can really say that some of the teachers really did those things. And I saw our first child have teachers like that. But when it got to Cypher, who is now almost 19,
right?
Those teachers, yeah, they kind of missed out on that. And we were lucky that Cypher got the same kindergarten and first grade teacher that Nana had for kindergarten.
Yeah.
Miss Fields, shout out to her. She was like Mary
Shout out to
Poppins.
Miss Fields, absolutely. She did.
We still got their
nice lady,
emails
too.
and everything. It's different.
No doubt. Okay. So yeah, this is the rebuttal right here. Check this out.
Grown ass man coming on the internet talking about some drizzle. Talking about some why I want my gas pumped too. I want my car door opened too. When we go on a date, I want to go 50-50. I am a damsel in distress. Of a camera with a ring light on a Monday morning at 10 a.m. talking about some I want my door open too. Do you know how embarrassing that is? Oh, women these days are not like women back in the days, because men back in the days did not sit and want their doors opened. As a grown man, you want a woman to open your door? You see, this is the thing. A lot of these men have been jealous of women for a very long time. Okay? If men don't want to be women, they want to act like us. If they cannot act like us, they attack us and tell us what to do, how to act, what to do with our bodies, and who we should date and who we should not. And when women take a stand against that, oh my goodness, they are whores. They want our money. The type of money we want, none of the drizzle men on here have it. No man that says drizzle, drizzle on this internet has the type of money the sprinkle, sprinkle ladies are talking about. Well, they don't like when we say it, but it's okay for them to say, oh my goodness. Not a full-grown man clutching his pearls. Honestly, I am shocked and embarrassed and appalled for you guys. It's giving very much bend me over. It's giving very much, oh, put my legs across your neck. Since you guys want to be passenger princesses so bad. You see, the drizzle men come from the same batch as the passport bros. Like when God was creating this type of men, there was an ingredient he forgot to include. And these are the consequences that we're all facing.
She said God made a mistake.
Hmm.
Can I be the first person to say God? She just said it's something he forgot to include. He forgot or he intent? It's God.
All right. They got some nerve, the audacity.
Oh my God!
What God intended, she knows, right?
She knows.
She knows. Listen, let me get a rag, wipe all that shit off her fucking face, take them goddamn let her hands match her skin tone of her face in the wig, you know, short hair to wig. Like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. This is where we are. Ew. It was quite disgusting, you know, but a lot of women think like this. And if it's for clout, you know, clicks and likes and shit, that just makes it even worse. We are creating a horrible dynamic with that type of mentality. I don't think I've heard any of the drizzle guys say anything about their opening a damn door for them. They want some consideration, a little bit of reciprocity, and maybe they're just giving you an image of what you look like and how you motherfuckers sound, because y'all get up at 10 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning with your babies and prop them up in front of the goddamn screen. That was just, you know, man bashing. Yeah, that's what that was. So, you know, a little clap back. Sometimes they need to hear that, you know, and it's hard to hear. It's hard to hear that this is what y'all look like. So, you know, look at her. She's half naked, like the thing is falling off of her. You have on a shirt. Like, y'all have no control of self. It's amazing. The illogical, irrational behavior of many of these women. And look, people idolize her. This is beauty. Fake ass confidence. Yeah. But that's just my opinion. I'm just one woman standing on an island by herself.
Wow. Man, sis, I saw your face and knew it was coming.
This is crazy.
I was just gonna say, she doing all that yapping, but her face don't match her hands.
Make it match. Match. I want to be that. And you know, we talk all this shit, and you can see it. Your behavior dictates. Absolutely.
Shout out to Donique on the check-in. Hope
Hey,
all is
now,
well.
welcome.
We'll give you a call by the end of this week. Hope all is well. Yella on the check-in. Appreciate y'all, man. We were going to do a conscious parenting episode, but we're going to, you know, wait until the room fill up to get that information pushed out instead of just, you know, pushing it out into the record button, even though Madison will check this out later. Hey, Patty.
And she'll see how perception or, you know, attention whore mentality has upset mother, because this man bashing party is enough. You know, they're creating a horrible mindset for young women, because I can even imagine the comments. Right. They enjoy this rhetoric.
Let's take a look. Let's take a look.
Yeah. They're like, yeah.
You got the first one? Let's get let's get to it.
Who's this? D. Berry. You are a broke, delusional woman. No rich, wealthy man is going to marry you and pay your bills. All right. That was a clap. They clapping at her. Okay.
Somebody else said, young rich didn't want you, so you went for about to die and rich. Okay. We got she mad, drizzle. You want a husband, sir? Wow. Here we go. Typical low-hanging fruit response from a woman with no logical rebuttal other than to call someone gay. Try again.
And women are the most accepting of the homosexuality
Right. It's
lifestyle.
okay. I thought it was
And,
okay.
You know, that's the thing they grab on a tree for that shit to insult you about being a homosexual. But y'all, you know, it wouldn't be such inclusion if women didn't parade the shit. Now it's out of control, and you want to complain that there's no heterosexual men, but you know, here we are.
That's wild.
Shit. Kyle said, as a married man for 10 plus years, drizzle, bitch.
Yeah.
That's right. I was drizzling all over my husband when I met him. Shit. He wasn't even my husband yet.
God.
So you want me to take you out, boo?
Yeah.
Shit.
Responses is pretty comical.
Women who treat men different.
I don't
Anyway,
want to go 50-50. I deserve 0-100. Zero
Drizzle. I'm a trophy man. Drizzle. It's working, guys. I pray the spirit of drizzle men does not enter my life. Amen.
These boys are in their sassy era.
Ooh.
Drizzle equals diddy.
Oh.
That's why I'm single. Yeah, that's why.
Go to sleep, drizzle.
Drizzle.
They should look for Diddy.
They should look for Diddy. Puffy can take them shopping.
Damn, y'all.
It's exposing them. Drizzle.
Yeah.
Drizzle achieved its goal with you.
First time I seen it, I was like, yes, ladies, have a look in the mirror, bitch. Have a look in the mirror. Some shit y'all be saying sound. Where your mama?
She is tight.
Where your grandmama, your auntie, the women you grew up around? Who taught you that?
Tight.
If you got it from TV, you watch too much of it.
What else I got?
Ooh, child.
Let's go ahead and go down.
Serpent X is in the building.
What up,
Brother
Serpent
Muhammad is in
X?
the building.
Hope all is well.
Hope
Shout
all is
out
well.
to everybody pulling up and pulling in.
Goodness gracious, we can't do that one. It's time, baby. Let's go, Knicks. Knicks.
Nigga, we don't watch no. Nigga, you watch sports still?
Who care about that shit?
Y'all
I
still
ain't
watch
like
sports?
since Patrick
Yeah,
Ewing.
niggas ain't-
Okay, I'm old school.
They was losers then.
When Patrick gone, I'm gone.
I ain't never fucked with the
just
Knicks,
saying.
man. The Knicks?
You need too much hope. My brother mad. He said every time I go to their games, they lose. He said when he stay home,
Yeah, I don't fuck with them niggas right there.
they win.
I do not mess with
They still
Yeah.
lose. Stop playing.
them niggas. Been losers for a long
Good
time.
luck, New
too.
York.
They gonna lose. Blessings, Serpent X. Hope all is well. Shout out
Yes,
to
yes.
Blaze pulling in. I don't see none of these people on the feed. I don't know what's going on with StreamYard, but they was acting up last night, acting up tonight. But we gonna keep pushing through, man. Hope y'all are doing well.
Yeah.
Mrs. Harris, let me go
Just
back
blanking out our numbers. It's all good.
to my TikTok shopping.
He letting us know what he doing. Because if I'm not in here, I'm watching the playoffs.
We got
Do you, brother? It's all good. Enjoy.
Move some bread, make me sway, make me harder, make me move some bread, make me quarter, make me sway, make me harder, make me. Make me sway, make me harder, make me move some bread, make me quarter, make me sway, make me harder, make me.
Sarah said, with all the fake ass cosmetic jewelry on too, you got some goddamn audacity. I don't care if y'all don't care. Not about y'all all the time.
That's right.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, we know that shit.
That's right. That's right. YouTube is acting up. I couldn't find y'all on my other channel. All my subscriptions were gone.
Shout out to
A lot of
YT.
hateration and
Acting up.
holleration in the dancery.
We know the agenda.
I thought it was a judgment-free zone. Yeah,
Not for you.
yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
You
Not for
family.
the Knicks. Not for the Knicks. Because y'all do watch sports doesn't mean no one else does. I'll watch Fresh Prince, Bel Air Academy. If Will Smith ain't, pass the ball to Will. Pass the ball to Will. I ain't watched sports in a while.
Yeah, I like Olympics and ice
I mean,
skating and-
how has sports betting
oh,
weighed
please.
in sports? And that's another reason why I can't watch it. Besides the dilution of the game, all of the the sissification and all of the considerations put in place. It's the sports betting for me. Because sometimes people would be described to me like, yo, there's no way this shit was supposed to happen in this game. And it happened.
Right.
Like, and I had money right. It was right. I was this close.
Yeah.
And womp, womp, womp. And I'm like, they know the fucking outcome to these games.
And it ain't even, it's more the system for me. Yeah. Knowing that we have so many successful brown men who can put their money together and own their own league, they're not doing it. We're still under the control of the white man because they're getting money. You know what I mean? It's that, like, no progress. Like, y'all still fighting the fucking inclusion, to be accepted when there's so much money.
I mean,
collectively,
Ice Cube started.
This is what I'm saying. Supporting that brother.
Ice Cube started.
Put y'all money where your mouth is, man. Like, cause I'd pay for those games. And ladies, they talk all this shit. They don't support the women. They couldn't name not one professional fucking sports
WNBA player.
Any of them, babe. Like any of them. Right. They do gymnastics. They do running. It's a lot of stuff.
Right.
They talk all this shit, but y'all ain't supporting. We're the sisterhood, fake ass sisterhood. God, this is where we at. I don't see them packed at the stadiums. Yes.
That's what Yella said. He said, now, Muhammad, you can't mention the Knicks and not get judged. Them niggas is wow. Let's go Knicks. So who do they have now? They have Brunson, right? He's the best player on the team, I believe.
No.
God.
Anthony ain't on the NL one. We
got a story to tell.
Listen,
she bring up the nigga. Biggie was smushing his girl. That's why he made it.
Man.
Oh man, let's go Knicks. Let's go New York. Blaze is here. For live streams, the viewership numbers are wrong, unable to text in the chat. And if you look at your YouTube profiles, more than likely your subscriptions have been wiped.
That's messed up. That's messed up.
Okay.
That's the fortunate part.
Hopefully, when it come back, they throw us an extra 200 on there.
That shit don't even matter to us. Blaze. We got like one watch hour, 3 subs. We be all right. It's crazy, Blaze, but where I go to the TV, they are there. Damn. Camouflage. Be right back, fam. Everything is acting up. Let me reboot. God damn. Judge not. That's me. That's Jesus.
That's Jesus.
Shout out to Jesus, man. Your birthday coming, man. Might try to get you something. Appreciate you. All right. So he was trying to lose his breath to make him water, but his daddy opened up the door and that dried up all the water.
But did you see what the title said? It said this is how fathers are when they have just weekend or every other weekend. This is with their
Right.
sons, and when they pull up, this is what
Right.
they have to deal with.
Absolutely. It's an
You
uphill
know?
battle.
I mean, and children model their parents' behavior, and if they are around the female, parent more, they will pick up some of the things. But this is when father steps in and says, don't do that. Hey, stop talking like your mama. Hey, don't be sitting like that. Or whatever they see mama doing, they mimicking. If mama's not saying, hey, don't do that, or watch what you're doing, or do it this way, or whatever the case may be, no, that's for girls, that's for boys. It is what it is. And it's like, come on, let me try this frontal on you. Let me try this new lip color, because if it looks good on you, it looks good on me. So when they start inquiring, it's like, sure, I don't want to judge. Here, baby, you want to put that on? You don't want to judge them, but when they go out into the fucking world, the world gonna judge them. This is what they need to realize. You can't coddle your children because the world is gonna say something.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I mean that leads into perfectly
They
into
will,
the
though.
topic that. So what is the greater motivator? Is it the consciousness of this child ultimately that's going to guide him? Is it laws that's going to have to guide him? Because, ultimately we have a moral compass, hopefully. You laughing like,
I mean,
like it's not something inside of everybody.
If something is not nurtured, it's going to be kind of hard to know how to just nurture. Like, we really think humans just come equipped with moral intact of what's good and what's bad, what's right and what's no.
Right.
I think all these things have to be taught. If you grow up in the wilderness, you're going to be a wild animal. Like,
what do you guys think? What is the greater motivator? Consciousness or laws? I got some information that I want to get to.
So with
and
that
see what you
young
guys
man,
think.
let me add on. So
Yeah.
with that young man, the law in that is parents. Like, we are the law. Kids have no clue about the laws out, and they have no clue. Constitutional rights. Yeah, they have no clue. And if you're not teaching them any laws or rules, because laws, you want to equate that to rules in your house, right?
Right.
If you break the rules, there's going to be some type of consequence, maybe a punishment, whatever the case may be, some type of effect, cause and effect. All these things need to be learned. So if the law is not laid down on what's right and wrong in the house, what's acceptable, what's unacceptable, not wiping your ass, not brushing your teeth, not putting on lipstick for the boy, you know what I mean? Not allowing him to dress up in your clothes, those things. Now, he's going to do it on his own. And once you let him know this is not okay, you understand, for whatever reasons, how you're going to
I'm with you.
Instruct that to them, explain it to them, that's on the individual parent.
Okay.
But it's getting to the point. Oh, I see your batteries. It's getting to the point where everything's so lackadaisical. Let the kids decide who they want to be. Well, they might want to be a serial killer. They might want to kill animals. They might want to hurt things. They might just want to be a fucking ingrate. Like, we just supposed to be okay with that. It's, everybody gets a trophy. Don't judge them. It's okay. If it don't work out in your 20s, you can do it in your 30s. If it don't work out in your 30s, you can do it in your 40s. If it don't work out in your 40s, you can do it in your 50s. A lot of pandering and coddling. But once things are really instructed to kids and you give them right or wrong, regardless of anything, they're going to watch how you move. That's where they really learn, watching how you interact with people, how you interact with, family in the street. Customer service, like all of that stuff, your phone call conversations, how you deal with business handlings over the phone, processing your anger, them seeing you upset and rebuilding yourself, redirecting yourself to get back on track. All this stuff, they learn more of that than just talking and telling them shit. In my opinion.
No doubt. No doubt. I mean, I appreciate that. It's funny to me that it has to be a perfect combination and mesh of consciousness and laws. But I think if I had to do, one which is more liable than the other. It has to be consciousness, because if you possess that, then you're aware of the laws. Again, consciousness is just awareness. And I like what you said, because like you said, if you grew up in the wilderness, you may be a savage, because consciousness is not just a good thing. What do you think when you think of consciousness? What do you guys think when you think of consciousness? And let me know, what do you guys think is the greater motivator, consciousness or law?
Mm-hmm.
And
Right, like you said, it's
telling us
consciousness is not just one thing, positive
Right.
and negative.
Right.
You know, all of those are the aspects. So, I mean, which side you lie on, that's for others to perceive, right? Because your behavior, your actions, your attitude, how you move in the world, it's going to be judged, you know, whether it's by you, me, your mother, your father, your children. Like it's going to be, we say this, we don't want to be judged, but everybody's judged. Like it is what it is, you know? The ultimate judge is your creator.
Okay. I got a little bit of information to get to. Consciousness and intrinsic motivation.
Mm.
Consciousness shapes behavior through intrinsic motivation, where individuals are driven by their internal values, empathy, and sense of morality. Even in the absence of external regulations, people may choose to act in accordance with their conscious beliefs and values. Laws and external regulation. Laws provide external guidelines and consequences for behavior, shaping individuals' actions through legal mandates and enforcement mechanisms. Now, I brung those up because, again, you know, this something inside of us tells us that things are right or wrong. Is that safe to say in 2024? It's not. What do you guys think in the chat?
I would have
That's
to
not
say,
safe to say.
Yeah,
Go
I
ahead,
don't
baby.
know. I would say
Chime
it
in.
depends,
Here we
right?
go.
Because
Here
you
we
know,
go.
some things have to be directed. I can't.
I mean, this is the conversations that we have. Like I
Yeah.
asked you, people can sleep at night knowing that they, kill somebody, rape somebody,
Mm.
robbed, beat. Like,
You got to rest now. How well they're sleeping, you know, how them demons are tearing them up in they sleep or not. Because some
Right.
people can, right, continually do the same behaviors that cause people harm and they continue to do it. You know, look at all the people in our government.
I get it. That's a good point. It's a good point.
Goodness gracious. What Blaze say said, and when it finally does go through after a few minutes, my messages disappear from the chat. Like I can't see any of my previous messages on my end from the chat, but I'm here. Yeah, we see them. They up there.
Yeah, man. We appreciate you
appreciate
too, man.
Thank you.
Absolutely. We appreciate all of y'all, man. Let's see. Even in the absence of, let me see. Maybe it's still, I don't know if it's, okay. Let's see if that works. Even in the absence of external regulations, people may choose to act in accordance with their conscious beliefs and values. Laws and external regulations. Laws provide external guidelines and consequences for behaviors, shaping individuals' actions through legal mandates and enforcement mechanisms. They establish societal norms and standards, deter deviant behavior, and provide a framework for resolving conflicts and disputes. That is operative, because resolving a conflict or a dispute, then make a law. That would be the fastest way to a solution. Right. So we should be talking about what type of laws should be put in place to help, child custody and visitation, and it's all about
better laws than the
laws.
shitty laws they have now.
Talk to me. Talk to me. That's what I'm talking about. That's the fastest way. It's the fastest way to the solution, Mrs. Harris. What do you think?
I mean, of course, to some degree, but it takes, y'all watch Schoolhouse Rock, how it takes a law, an idea to become a law. It's a process. So, again, that consciousness, just knowing that all the behaviors that we exhibit affects other people. That's like the first step, because that custody situation, it's a lack of respect for just the differences, the need for one another, for this child to have the best outcome. Like, how do we not know that? We know that. Yeah. That's why I'm on every Sunday, Shame Sunday. Ladies need to wake up. Wake up. We make a lot of excuses for keeping the father alienated. It's a lot of projection. You don't even realize it.
Interaction and feedback loop. Consciousness and laws often interact and influence each other in a dynamic feedback loop. They're both needed. They work like parents, like unity, incorporating both of them, not one or the other. They both can exist at the same time. Consciousness and laws. And again, why we wave the flag that we wave is we would much rather tap into your consciousness as a parent. Do we just say consciousness? We specifically say promote conscious parenting. You could be unconscious in all the other areas in your life if you want to be, but it's not likely. You know why? Because you're a parent. You have a little person coming up behind you. So again, consciousness can go either way. You can have negative consciousness, tapping into dysfunction and negativity and all types of other stuff I will not mention.
It's levels to it. What you got there? Consciousness informs the creation and evolution of laws by reflecting societal values and priorities. Conversely, laws can influence consciousness by shaping societal norms and expectations, thereby influencing individuals' conscious beliefs and values over time.
Another thing that's operative. It takes a little bit of time for these values, these things to start to show themselves.
Yeah. I mean, it's levels to it. Certain places say maybe 3 levels of consciousness, but 5 levels of consciousness is usually what, is shown in a lot of these psychological evaluations, right? So there's 5 levels. Primal, right? We're all kind of born with that, right?
Right.
Reactive. This is what I see. I see a lot of reactive consciousness.
Okay.
On these platforms.
I got you.
Like,
I got
you. Willful consciousness.
Okay.
Intellectual consciousness and intuitive consciousness. Conscious or not, you'll likely evolve through at least a few of these levels over the years. So everybody will not be awakening to all 5. We're all granted primal, right? Because we're humans. It's just natural.
Indeed.
Consciousness.
Shout out to Marcus. What up, Marcus?
Knowing my body is tired, I need to rest. My body's hungry, I need to eat. You know what I mean? Like even autistic people, they, it's just some levels that's just there, but the other ones we need to work on. And if it's not worked on, that you won't be.
I got you.
Yeah.
I mean,
be hard.
I like the fact that, both have to exist. They have to be cohesive in some form or fashion.
Right. it just self-reflecting on myself, right? Because I didn't know any of the laws. Like I say, children don't know laws, but I knew the law of God because I was going to church, you know, and I was hearing the rules, whether some of the stuff was, you know, illusion, whatever the case may be, but the main ones of, you know, thou shalt not kill, or, you know, those things, yes. So those laws was kind of given to young people, you know, before we learn about the world's
Right.
laws, and, you know,
I got you.
crosswalking and shit,
So
loitering.
let's take a look at a video that I wanted to. Maybe I can turn it down a little bit. Let's see. There's a lot of feedback. All right.
1 2 1 2.
I think it's up. They up a little. Let's see what happens. Turn it down a little bit. Okay.
All right.
Let's grab this video. Because like I said, Mrs. Harris, ultimately, I would much rather try to instill consciousness in our kids than the law, and have them fear the law or hate the law. Because I started to think about it a little bit more, that how many people don't like law enforcement,
Law and order. They don't like it.
don't
Kinda
like
rebellious.
court, don't like judges, don't you know what I mean? Just a fuck the police attitude,
Oh, where they learn that
demeanor.
from? I think that's just there, or it's a learned.
It's
mindset.
absolutely a learned behavior. But what I'm saying is, if it transcends, if it starts out as a, you know, lack of consciousness, which transcends out into the street and this rebellious nature, like how do you turn that switch off? Is that what maturity is? Is that what growth is? And like it says, with time, over time, conscious beliefs, values, these things are going to start to show themselves over time.
So for that type of situation, I think people will have to go through trial and error, you know, so humans have to experience the negative effects of crossing those lines, breaking those laws.
I'm with you.
You know what I'm saying? Some will continue to do it, right? But some will have that moral compass and learn their lesson because they know the outcome now, right?
Right.
So the realness of the outcomes now.
So again, you know, us waving our flag on consciousness and conscious parenting, trying to awaken that. If it's dormant, if it's docile, if it's sleeping, if it's, you know,
or if you were just taught
discontinued.
into more negativity and hopelessness and despair, like it's going to cause you to do some other things, you know.
Shout
Your
out to Diamond on
environment
the check-in. Hey,
has a
Diamond.
lot to do with your growth and development.
I hear you. So I got videos.
What's going on, Mom?
Let me share this screen. And you heard the officer. What's going on, Mom? Let's see what's going on, Mom. Mom, what's going on?
What's going on, Mom?
Three of them. I went over there to ask some questions. I say, let me talk to your mama. Mama comes out and she starts trying to swing. I have everything on video.
Okay.
And I'm not telling her, like, look at yourself, man. Nobody's even talking to your kid. There's two little kids that they actually tried, since I'm recording, they snapped the phone out of me. So they slapped my hands twice. One, the black guy that actually jumped my son, and another little boy. And they are those two, they jumped my son.
So the black dude hit your boy?
No, they put their hands on me. They did this and they started messing with me. They took my chain, my phone, my shoes. But then one of the dudes, they went over there and got my stuff. But I also had a vape. My parents don't know I have a vape. Sorry, now you guys know. But they have my vape now.
Drop it, you ain't get taste. Drop it. Drop it. Back up. Back up. Back up. Last warning. Last warning. Back up. Back up. Back up. Back up. Back up. Back up. Get on your stomach. Get on your stomach and get taste. Okay. If he tells you to drop the
thing, you drop it and listen to commands. Okay. If he tells you to drop it, you fucking drop it. You guys have to listen. Well, that's bad. That's too bad. That's what happens when you don't listen.
Die of a head injury is gonna be on you guys.
Sure, for not listening, right? Because you're not an adult and you can't listen.
My mom stood there. You had no right. My mom went. Yeah, those assholes were the ones you should tased. They had a weapon in my daughter's face. They had a weapon to her face. That's why I got the weapon out.
Stop.
How does my mom get tased? I was just trying to protect my daughter. Y'all fucking stupid. My mom.
Stop.
What do you think so far, Mrs. Harris?
Well, shit, that was crazy. You know, I don't know what the whole situation was. She's the adult. Police has been called. Things is going on, ma'am. Listen, y'all be acting like y'all super people. There are rules and laws, and you need to know how to behave to leave a situation alive and not going to jail, interrupting their job, whatever they want to charge you for, because they can charge you for whatever. So what did the title say? You have adults being okay, raising children to be criminals. So she was around while those group of children were robbing the other children or beating them up or whatever the case may be.
This is why adults make children grow up to become criminals.
Mom,
You fucking, that's why black people get killed
what
because
the y'all laughing at? What the y'all laughing at? What? How grandma Kaylee get my y'all laughing at?
Grandma, Grandma did.
You're gonna roll to me, and you're gonna sit on your butt. Okay, you're gonna stand
Hey, you know what I tell you something?
Anywhere.
I know.
Hey, can I tell you something?
Yes, I'm listening.
You smell like
Feel myself. That's embarrassing. Grandma.
Guys, you know if come over here? Alright.
No, my mom's right here.
I know.
I'm right here. I know my
Okay, then back up right there.
Nah.
Not what?
Nah.
Get back.
Nah, I don't
Get back.
touch you.
Just right there.
Don't touch me.
Bro,
Don't touch me.
hey, listen.
I don't give a fuck.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
So then the other kid I wasn't even talking to him. I just said, "Did you guys see anything?" And I said, "What's your name, son?" And then he's like, "I'm not gonna tell you shit." We were start cussing at me. So I said, "You know what? Call your daddy. Call your mama. I want to talk to them." So then dad comes out and he's on the other side. But hey, we talked about it. You know, we're like, "Hey, nobody's been messing with your son. What would you do if your son just got jumped? What would you do?" And then the guy, he was cool and everything. He talked, but then mama over here with a crowbar wants to hit me. So I was like, "What you gonna do?" And then the little boy, her son, her daughter, because it looks like a boy, the little girl started rushing like she wanted to hit me. So I was like, "Look at your daughter, yo. Look at her." And then she trying to blame it all on me. I'm like, "Wait a minute, I got everything on video. Everything on video. Have the other little girl too. There was another girl that also, trying to hit me."
Can you guys talk to people?
What happened is that she got down to protect her daughter. Okay, and then I guess I get it. You know, that looks kind of messed up, her carrying that thing there. And this guy told her to drop it. She didn't drop it, and then they tased her, but she was trying to explain.
She dropped it. She dropped it. The second time I got tased her after that.
Okay, well, then she
dropped
dropped
it. Video of that?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
We didn't get the video of her but he had told her the
But the
second
bottom
time
line, I
that she
think
dropped
those
it.
people over there, that lady over there in that white car was messing with her and her daughter, and they got a weapon out on her. We didn't witness that. Okay, I don't want to say, but I think she was just trying to protect her daughter.
Do you see the daughter anywhere?
That what's her?
Do you see any of the people that were involved with this?
No, that girl over there was yelling at her really loud. The girl that went into that white car over there.
Just a bunch of foolery that can be prevented with conversations, instructions, scenarios, hypotheticals, improvisation. But this is not the way we behave in the eyes and in the presence of the law. You have the right to remain silent. If anything is going down, let's just go ahead and get to the judge, because that's where you tell your story at. All of this.
A lot. That was a lot mixed up in there.
Yeah, you're good on the feet.
You know, and right off top, I noticed that the little boy is actually a girl. So you are a trans boy running around with other boys, acting up or doing whatever, because you hear the way they talking back to officers on some "don't touch me, bro." And
I do.
What
I do.
is
I do.
you know?
I do.
So you're already presenting yourself like a boy, but we choose to be bad boys. You know, the choice is yours, right? So this is the image of boy you want to be, because boys don't have to go out and rob and be tough and fight and do all that. They can educate themselves and become business owners and wear suits and shit. Like,
you know what?
So mom ain't got no control because the girl is already out of control, and you're a girl. You know what you was going through puberty, all the craziness going on. Like, these things need to be discussed, but you know, that's a whole mess. That's a whole mess because you don't know who start what. You got kids bucking up and encouraging to fight grown people, and we're not supposed to protect ourselves. Yeah, bullshit. This is what I say, right? You better watch your kids because some adults will fuck your kids up. Okay, right? Beat them up, hurt them. You don't want that, and then you'll be mad because somebody put their hands on your child. So it's your responsibility to teach your child to respect people when they're out in the street, especially adults.
Especially adults.
Grown people. And not to the point of allowing themselves to be all disrespected, but why put yourself as a child in that type of situation where you're combative and going back and forth and you ain't my mama? And this is the mentality. A neighbor would have whooped our ass on the block back in the day.
Sure.
But we ain't there no more because there's too many abusers and pedophiles, and like there's no trust even in regular families. So here we are. But we got to help prevent these types of situations. You know, mothers, we got to gain a little bit more control over our youth. It's our job to control them, monitor what they're doing, make the fun at the house more fun than just being out on the street doing any and everything. But, you know, selfish, self-centered, lacking nurture.
Back to it.
Do me a favor, stand up.
I'm not standing up. I'm pissed though. Y'all made me pee on myself.
Do me a favor and stand up.
I can't.
I'm gonna help you up. You ready? 1, 3. Walk over here. Can you give me the taser or the prong remover?
Yeah, is it gonna hurt?
It's not gonna hurt.
I could have had a heart condition, y'all tasing me and shit. I have fibromyalgia.
Wow.
I'm just
Now we got all these
out.
issues. Oh my God. Camp victim, like throw everything out there. So consider nobody needs to, you have all the information, ma'am. You're a diabetic, you got whatever, lymphoma, or whatever it is. You are the one with all the information. Can't be bucking up to people. You know what I mean? Knowing that if I kick you in your shin, you're going to crumble.
Damn.
It's crazy out here. Knowing your bones is fragile.
It's crazy.
Fake ass confidence. It's amazing.
Stay over there. Hey. Hey. Be quiet.
They had a gun. And they're chasing my box.
Hold
They had a
on.
weapon. Look at, they're literally right there looking.
Who had a weapon?
Look, they're in that white car. They're in that white car over there with the door open.
Okay, what happened?
They're coming at me, my sister, me and him.
And then
They were coming at you for what?
Yeah.
They were coming at you for what?
No,
Hey, what were they coming at you for?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Supposedly we robbed their kid.
Okay, and then what happened?
They came back once and they came back again.
Okay, and then when did you see a gun or what?
They had a black thing of like the bar and my daughter's face. So yes, I grabbed that because I'm not gonna.
So then what happened? You know what happened with these guys or not? Because he's all over the place.
He was at the park.
I was at school. My parents came and picked us up, but we stayed in the gym for a little because it started raining. They came and picked me up. I wanted to stay at the park. I came off. Me and my friend were talking. We sat down at the grass field, and then they just came up with the bandanas on and stuff, and they just started messing with me. And they like,
Who's they?
it was a Mexican. He had a white, like polka dot, something like polka dot. Like the polka dots were white, black sweater, in pants, and he
You know their names?
no, one of them said Kenny. One of them is right here.
My mom has COVID, so I came to help her clean her office. I came to drop off my daughter, and I seen someone go up to her, or she was going to where her friends were. I guess they were already in a confrontation, and I stood around a bit to see what the hell, because that's my daughter. Like, no one's gonna touch her, because I seen that they had like a black bar as a weapon, and I'm like, no. So they get in her face, and yeah, I'm gonna do something about it. I mean, I never was gonna really intend to use that. I was just scared.
I got you. Okay, and which one is your child, or which
The
one
one
is
in
your
the green
child?
hat.
Green hat, and what's his name?
Her name's Brianne Betty.
And Brianne lives with you?
No, she lives with my mom.
Really?
So I guess there was already a confrontation going on.
Okay.
This woman was saying that
So the baby don't even live with her. The baby lives with her mom.
Bad parent.
my daughter,
Man over here?
Get it?
yeah, that my daughter, some of the kids jumped her kid, and I'm like, my daughter?
Did this happen at school or what?
I don't know. That's what she's saying. I'm like, okay, but that don't matter. If you have a problem, you don't come to kids and get in their face. Because I'm mad. I'm not mad. It's just I'm angry.
I got you. I understand. Okay.
I said, you call the cops. You don't come and confront a child. Like, that is wrong.
So
Like,
this lady was confronting Brianne.
yeah, and she had a weapon in her hands.
What did the weapon look like?
It was a black bar, a long black bar. You can ask those kids too. She threatened them all with it.
Okay, so she had a black bar.
And I'm pressing charges against her too.
I only recognize, I think, one of them.
One of them from school?
The black kid.
From Lynn? Is he in your grade?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. All right.
They said that they're in a gang or something.
Okay. So you said they started pushing you?
They started pushing me, they started touching me. Then they were like, run your pockets. They said, take off your shoes. They made me walk, and I walked up the street, and I was waiting for my parents. And they came in, some dude, he just said, hey, well, what did they take from me? Oh, they took my chain, my shoes, my hat, my phone, my vape. Okay, he tried getting it all back, but they didn't give him all back. They only gave him my chain. I had my chain with me.
Okay.
My phone.
Okay.
They were also going to take my bracelet, but they said the Cowboys. They didn't really care, so they just walked right off.
She's standing this close to Brianne, and you're standing very close to them too.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she got in my face, so I told her back the up.
Did you feel threatened by that?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
So that's why I grabbed the weapon too. I told Isaac, go grab something from the back. And since she wants to have a weapon, so am I.
Okay. Okay. Go over there, grab that wrench or whatever.
No, I had Isaac go because I wasn't going to leave my daughter with that
So
lady.
Isaac goes and grabs a wrench.
I told him, go grab me something, I said.
And then he brings it back to you, and
Yes.
what happens?
And I was just holding it in my hand. I said, I'm thinking if she's going to use it, try to, I'm going to use mine too.
Okay, and then what happens from there?
Well, I told him and gave me my phone so I can call you guys. And then I'm the one who gets tased. My mom has COVID, so I came to help her clean her office. I came to drop off my daughter. And I seen someone go up to her, or she.
How are you, ma'am?
That just something that's completely unnecessary, and a little bit of consciousness, a little bit of focus on instilling a moral compass inside of our kids, some values will stop the law from intervening. Because I could have played a million videos.
Oh, please, Pumpy.
That was more, one of the lighter ones, because it's just unnecessary. The discontent, the non-listening, the celebrating negative behavior, the confusion, it's all unnecessary with a conversation.
Our old asses getting into fights over our children. You understand?
That's wild.
Like mothers and fathers fighting because our children are having conflict. Like we lived in a time where they weren't hovering, So we had little fights and disagreements and shit out in the park, and then we probably was fucking with each other later on that day,
Right.
So we tried to figure it out.
And we definitely didn't want it to go up the chain. And that's some of the things that, the upper level respects, that
Right.
some stuff don't even make it to you, yo. I put out a lot of fires that I don't even want to get up there because it's not worth it. It's not worth the time, the energy. So you try to knock it out at a lower level so it don't even make it up top. But that conversation that you have to sit down and have with your kids, again, we tell them over and over, we tell you what to do a lot, and yeah, it's annoying, and you might not like the tone, but it's a lot better than a judge telling you.
Please.
Them lessons come with years.
They used to be really impressed when we went through all our trainings with two different foster care agencies. A lot of training. One was like 6 months. The other one was almost 6 months too, but it was a lot of training. So we would always have our points and things like that. And that was something that yeah, we would always talk about. That these things need to be talked about.
Absolutely.
Need to be brought up.
I wouldn't disagree at all.
And just watching, you know, when I said earlier, certain consciousness is more awakened in most people and reactive is right. You can see that, like, it's just a reaction. I see somebody threatening my child, but you know, that teenage years, you remember when you was a teen, like we were not all innocent. Did the ding dong ditch, you know, you with somebody who threw a rock at somebody's car, like, come on, it's always something that has transpired. So being the adult in it or the mature person to find out what's really going on versus, you know, she said she tried to step back and watch for a little bit, but you already know there's some conflict. Your child is confused of their gender. Like, there's conflict. We're not going to act like this is just an okay thing, you know, for the officer to say something. And she keeps saying, my daughter. And he like, with him, you know, she's like, which one is yours?
Right. Which one is
your daughter?
The one with the green hat.
The one with the green hat. He's like, oh, your son, you know, the fucking confusion. It's amazing. Everybody is not going to live in your reality. And this is something, if your child is going, please make them aware of that, conscious of that. Because you look like a goddamn girl. You got titties and big old titties and everything. Like, nobody, you can't just tell me you're a man and I'm supposed to be like, okay, sure. Everybody's not going to be that. And then you feel disrespected or hated. Ah, fuck that. Y'all go ahead with that shit. Damn. That's your reality. I don't know. It's amazing, but this is where we are.
No doubt. Let's take a look at this video in regards to consciousness.
As you expand your consciousness, the paradox is you don't become less aware of the negative, you become more aware of the negative. That doesn't mean you experience the negative more, but you become more aware of it, because all that is all positivity and all negativity, and it must be kept in balance in order for you to choose to experience what you prefer. So if you invalidate the negative in any way, you're actually putting energy on it and making it more likely to manifest. If you simply let it be as equally valid as any other positive choice you could make, then you are free to be in equilibrium and free to choose what you wish to experience without invalidating that which you don't prefer. It's all about balance and acceptance and acknowledgement. It's not about exclusion. It's about inclusion, integration, not segregation and separation. You can't run away from anything. There's nowhere to run away to. There is nothing outside. It must be that you must allow and accept and acknowledge that everything is a part of you as all that is. And thus then by allowing and validating everything, you are able to thus then have the power and the freedom to choose to experience what you prefer out of all of those choices that are simply equally valid choices. No one or the other having any more or less importance or need to manifest than any other. And then you are in your center point, your place of perfect power, your place of perfect passion, your place of perfect peace. And that's all there really is to it.
He made it sound so easy.
And what did that mean to you? What did he just say?
Oh my goodness. You take the good, you take the bad, you take them both, and there you have, right? I get a little bit of that. But I was gonna say I got from him what I see a lot of people do, right? Everything good is God. Everything bad that happens is the devil.
Damn.
It's not the balance. How about God put that obstacle in your life for you to learn something? To awaken something.
Right. Makes sense.
That's kind of what I got from that.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely heard the balance. And for me, it just speaks to, you know, what I wave my flag on all the time. Well-roundedness. Again, if you try to have that, you know, equilibrium, for lack of better terms, in multiple areas, in as many areas as you can, I think that's when what you need in regards to consciousness in parenting, I think it's indicative that you have it. If not, you know, how are you considering the emotions of everyone, the spirituality, the physicality, the diet, like all of these things require awareness.
For multiple people, like that's even more.
And that's why I say a lot of these things are unnecessary, very avoidable. Like these are just conversations. It might not be the easiest of conversation. You might not come off as your child's friend. Yeah, Pumpy, what are you doing? You might not come off as their friend. You might not come off as their friend, but it's necessary. And believe me, a conversation from you will eliminate a conversation from a judge. And they do not want to have those conversations. Them joints is crazy.
Because it might be 30 years to life.
Them joints is crazy.
Yeah. It happens all too often. You know, got abundance of stories. Shit. Just youths getting in trouble, getting themselves in situations, you know, doing stupid things and not realizing the severity of the consequences. Like it happens a lot. Y'all see these youths, man. One of my stepsisters just being with some youths doing something very senseless. There was a life lost. She did almost 14 years in jail for just being there, using her phone. So it's a lot of things that, you know, these kids really don't realize the effects of what they're doing. So a lot of dialogue needs to happen. Understand the world around them, and it's our job and responsibility to do that, to help them.
Indeed. All right, let me play this last video before we get out of here, because I don't know, YouTube acting crazy.
Blaze said he hope his last message come through. Fuck you, YouTube. That's what he said.
Word up. Straight like
yeah.
That. A second. YouTube.
Now go home and get your fucking shine box.
Damn shame.
All right. Conscious parenting. We wave our flag on it, Mrs. Harris. And I would
and
never,
before this.
never, yeah, way
Before
this. And I'll never stop waving my flag on it. You know why? You wanna know why? Because of situations like this.
I'm wrong. This is kind of hard for me to say, but you know, I've been dating him since 2015. I met him when he was 21. And we had our first kid like a year after 2016. And we had another kid in 2017.
Wait for it.
And I just recently found out that this was my son that I gave up for adoption.
Damn! What did you say?
I just recently found out that this was my son that I gave up for adoption.
I'm sorry.
Hey guys.
I thought that was unique, to say the least.
I thought that was a skit.
I thought that was unique, to say the least. In consciousness, how important it is that I understand things happen. We may have to give the baby up, but we need to be aware of where we did it at. how the baby may look in the future.
At her age that she's in, back
Not
then,
to
now,
date
right?
people in the area of our child. We were there. We know when we had. I'm gonna stay clear of 1986 and 7 and 8 and 9, all of those years, my son, that I gave up. That's out in this world
For real.
somewhere.
Absolutely. It should be a cap. Yeah. Anything under 35 is too young.
She's having a baby.
She had two already.
With her son.
They had two already. You see the nose in them too? I started to look. They had the same nose shit.
Just
yeah,
the
there's a
consciousness, Mrs.
but
Harris. What say
babe, you wouldn't believe how many stories that are like that. Young girls rekindle back with their father, and that happens. Mothers rekindle back with their sons, or grow up in the house with their sons, and it winds up being, an incest type situation. There's a lot of unfiltered stories similar to that type of situation. And what's amazing, like you said, the consciousness of knowing that you have a litter out there. There's a litter, there was a time where a lot of women were selling their eggs, again, just like the men who donate their sperm. A lot of women that donated eggs as well. So
Right.
just the consciousness of knowing that you have given away some of your DNA, and it could be possibly walking around.
Right.
You understand? Like your children, they should be aware of that. Like these things should be, in the forefront. So again, it's our job, our duty and responsibility to give them all this knowledge. Like it's a lot.
Absolutely. Sir Hale on the check-in. Hey,
Hey,
sir.
Sir Hell, welcome.
Hope all is well.
Just building on the way back home with Cypher. Like, oh well, I didn't want to interrupt y'all's show. I'm like, you're our child. We can schedule our show for whenever.
Absolutely.
Daddy will be ready when I get back home. But just building, like, she brought up in the car the show I did on Sunday. Like, did you hear about the teacher that got killed by the 6-year-old? Cypher, that was my show on Sunday. The whole show. Like, I went hard. Like, that broke our child's heart. I said, yeah. So you can always look back at mommy. You know what I mean? Like, so it's a purpose for all of that information. You want children that's gonna always that's gonna be aware that there's always more information out there. Like, I can always learn something more. So much to see. Like, this is a small part of this earth.
Absolutely. No, I get that.
Shit is amazing. How we don't want our children to learn. Another point we said recently is I think parents don't really care about their children, really being conscious. They want to keep them dumb so they can control them like puppets, narcissists. Majority of parents nowadays are pretty narcissistic, but they wouldn't say they are.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Shout out to Wife School Podcast in the building. How you doing, sis? Hope all is well. And today we were just having a quick conversation about the great motivator, consciousness or laws. What do you guys think motivates us as people? And if it's it depends. If we got to put a percentage on it, which one has the greater percentage? I say consciousness because it'll make you aware of the laws. It'll make you adhere to the laws and understand the repercussions if you don't abide by the laws. But the laws are the fastest way to a solution.
Right. And I think the laws is what keeps people in order. Consciousness is going to do whatever they want, whatever humanly, they know is they're capable of doing, right? And if I have the ability of not getting caught, like, I'm gonna fucking do it. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of humans are that way.
God,
sadly, so the fear of God, everybody talk about this, I want a God-fearing man. I want a God-fearing. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, because y'all ain't scared of God, because if you were scared of God, you'd be moving right. Huh? The love that I have for God causes me to move the way I move, not fear. I'm not going to fear something that created me. No, we're not going to do that. I made it. out of 777,777,777 sperm. I made it. That's a miracle. Thank you, God. Mm-hmm. When mama laid down the law, when the law was laid down, I got my ass whooped. You know what I mean? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So what do you guys think out there in the chat? What is the greater motivator? Is it consciousness that motivates us to not do wrong, to do right, to have a moral compass, to have standards and values? Is it laws that keep us in place? Would we walk around pillaging and pummeling and ravishing if war laws weren't in place?
Be a beast.
Wow.
How you call it? The way I grew up, when I think about just how my environment, being a product of my environment, oh man. I don't know, babe.
I mean, we did a show a while back. Are people inherently evil?
Damn, that was a while back. Jeez.
Absolutely.
That was good too.
I mean, it's a question, because if we have to have these laws in place in order for us to move the way we should move, honorably, admirably, again, this is why, it's really important to try to tap into consciousness, try to awaken consciousness, that awareness. What do you think, Ms. Harris?
I mean, we used to tell the children, it's easier to be bad. Like, it's going to be hard to be on the side of making good decisions or better decisions, than you made the day before, the week before, the year before.
Indeed.
It's just easy to be bad, to be lazy. It's just easy to not do nothing. It's just easy to give no effort, to not listen. You know what I'm saying? It's easy. But the consequences may be severe. So that's another thing, having to, even young parents, start considering and writing down cause and effect, the consequences for your children. As small as the offense is, they need to have some consequences, whether it's just the natural consequences. That you tell them to tie their shoe and they don't tie their shoe, they stumble and they fall and scrape their knee. That's a natural consequences,
What if they don't fall?
And then they don't fall, right? So there will be none. You know what I mean? Like, that's just the natural consequences.
Right.
Now,
There
if you want to
are
give
unnatural,
some,
absolutely enforced.
and they're gonna experience those things.
Absolutely. Sir Hell chimed in. He said, "It is possible to have one without the other. Is it possible to have one without the other? Laws shape consciousness and are the foundation of decency and even growth. From a philosophical perspective, that is." Appreciate you.
Yeah.
I
That's
mean,
the balance.
Yeah, that's what I got from the little bit of information that we shared in regards to this, is that consciousness informs the creation and evolution of laws by reflecting societal values and priorities. So based on what we need as people, we write the laws to accommodate.
Yeah.
This is why laws are the fastest way to a solution.
Yeah.
So when we say, where's the solutions is in the laws. We have to lobby for laws, put the right people in place to push the laws that we like. Like us, we moved to Maryland. We know what we wanted to be in line with moving further south, but not too south.
Right.
Like it was a lot to consider.
Goodness gracious.
But we landed on Maryland, and Maryland, the laws here fall in line with what we want. The quality of life could be a little bit higher.
Absolutely.
But the laws, what's legal, what's not, what's permitted, what's not, we, this is right
being
in
able
our
to be
pocket.
close to some of the southern states, like kind of in the middle. It's not too far from New York, not too far from VA, and the southern states like that.
But right here, where again, laws can influence consciousness by shaping societal norms.
I mean, it's
over
true.
time.
Right. So rape wasn't a a law, you know, it wasn't something that was something that needed to be, you know, added in. And it wasn't meant for Black women. Like, it wasn't against the law to rape Black women.
I got you.
They only enacted that law because they didn't want white women to be raped. It trickled down to us,
I
right?
got you. Damn.
But I just want women to be aware of that. Like, y'all have to be aware of that. So when we want to disintegrate our Black men,
Damn, they disintegrate them?
yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Damn.
man bashing party. A lot of these laws, you know, the fight is for y'all. Fight is for y'all. And it's been, you know, because now it's a law. Can't do it to us either.
I mean, now that I sit here and I'm talking through it, I think that, you know, maybe one could exist without the other, but I think the other is going to kick in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I
I
think
would agree
that
with that.
consciousness is going to kick in.
At different times for different, yeah. Yep.
So, all right. So now let's go to the
Everything you
street,
said-
right?
I'm just like
Yeah, go ahead.
seeing a movie in my head of my life. You know what I mean? Just like the
Right.
different times of consciousness. And
Mhm.
man, it's so clear of so many things, you know, as early as 18 months. When I tell people, don't think what you do to your children, they're not going to remember. Some will remember some stuff. You know what I mean? Don't. So be mindful, right? Because you don't never know how it's going to affect them.
I hear you.
So I just remember consciousness waking up from little incidents. Of course, they were family type things, but just having that reflection of what had happened to make sure I'm conscious of myself in relationships, or, you know, just how I behave or how I handle certain situations like that you see throughout your life.
Okay. Okay.
That's all.
Got you.
Ah.
Right. So, like I said, that consciousness kind of flips on like a switch.
That's what the awakening is.
So how does that look in the street?
Mm.
When you beating niggas to a pulp for their life?
Oh man. Yeah. You either gonna know, don't borrow no money from a motherfucker that you can't pay it back. You know what I mean? Like that's the depends part of it. You gonna learn.
Yeah, right. I hear you. I hear you. I absolutely hear that. But that's, you know, I'm speaking to the whole thing of it. It's about the lifestyle. When you outside in them streets, you know, is the consciousness just dead? Because you obviously are not adhering to the laws either, because you're breaking the law. You're selling crack to pregnant women. You shooting while kids are outside. You're shooting in front of a school. So the laws are non-existent to you. But the consciousness, so neither one of them exist at this time?
No, they can both exist at the same time.
You
That's
just
what Bryce
ignore
was
both of
talking
them.
about. You know, the consciousness is positive and negative. Like whatever it is, your negative consciousness is awoken. You know, you're already pre-offended, or you're hurting people, or those things. Like, and it does, like you said, how do you sleep at night? Because I can. You know, them stockbrokers, they done stole all these old people's hedge funds and shit like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
They commit suicide. The ones who commit suicide, they cannot sleep at night. You know what I mean? They know they was doing some fucked up shit.
I got you.
And it starts to eat them away. Or they're afraid to go to jail, the guilt, whatever. But some of them sleep very well on their yachts and shit.
Consciousness, I find it hard to believe there is someone aware of all the laws out there. I believe some lack or had an altered awareness, thus the birth of laws. It's a great point.
Yeah.
It's a great point.
Yeah. There's no way to be aware of all.
Yeah,
There's
no,
so many damn
absolutely.
laws.
But again, right. But you know, again, the awareness of the authority, the awareness of the eye in the sky, the awareness of Big Brother, the awareness of all the cameras, the awareness of all the narcs and all the snitches and all of the panderers and all of the
Sometimes
people.
I hear women talk and it sounds like they think like these laws just existed. Like they just was here.
Like the world
they
was
have no right. Like
always
they have
like
no
this.
clue. Like I heard Fatty talking. It's just like, do you know who built? You was on the railroad? I've been working on the railroad.
Damn.
20 years, but the first 200 years, yeah.
Wait. Who might have been working on something?
Women might have
Who?
been working. Yeah. My mother worked for the railroad, so she actually built and the trains and shit. You know? So that's what I'm saying. It lasts the years.
Okay.
But in the beginning,
Okay.
yeah, no, a woman.
Come
Take care of
further
them children.
south.
Yeah, I don't know. You mean Africa? Oh, okay.
Consciousness is the agreement and consequence of laws, the inevitable laws that we
Invisible.
I'm sorry, the invisible laws that we translate into written law. So it's in us. This is just manifestation
Mm.
of ultimately, what's inside of us. We just put it on paper. Of course, they're going to
What's
get more
inside of us or
intricate.
the norms of
Again, this
society?
is what I want to talk about because, consciousness or law, which one drives us as people? Because we Black people living
Law.
in America, so we have a certain right. Like we've been
Law.
treated a certain
Right.
way. We're looked at another type of way. We like
Look how quick women's consciousness woke up when the reversal of Roe versus Wade.
happened.
Their consciousness woke up. They was mad as hell. Wait a minute, we can't kill fetuses.
Man.
Oh my God! Been killing enough. So, yeah, we need to be more aware. Women need to be more aware of their body. Women need to be more aware of what they teach the young women, the girls, because we don't want them in the back alley getting hangers and shit. We know this stuff. So for that cycle to get, we're foolish, man.
Right.
Yeah, consciousness needs to wake up. Law shouldn't have to control everything. But at this point, absolutely. Absolutely. People will not take they will allow their children to experience trauma of school from fucking pre-K to 12th grade instead of making the conscious decision of not allowing them to do that. Because the system is going to tell them when they shut school down and school gets so bad where they're going to have to shut it down, the law had to decide for you to choose, for you to make your children's education priority. Not us making it.
Right.
We already know it's fucked up. We see it in our city and other cities around the country.
That's a talking point. If you see it in all the cities around, that's a talking point.
Yeah. Check your statistics of your board of ed in your local city, and you tell me what them grades is looking like.
Did you see the new grade system? Did I put it on the group page?
Man, listen, it's a everybody gets a trophy society. Oh, the kids, they can't be crying in school. They don't know how to behave.
What is that? Does that says nothing about the consciousness of the school system, the teachers. I don't think it speaks to that, but it does speak to just what we doing in society right now with the grades looking like that. Grades never looked like what they're looking like when we were in school. We had like regents that we had to take, and it was all type of standardized tests, this and standardized test that, and bring a number 2 pencil for this.
It's not really about the knowledge and wisdom no more. It's a money market and an indoctrination. You're going to guarantee that your child experiences some type of trauma within 12 years that they go to school.
Okay.
Guaranteed. Essay, bullying, any of it. Malnutrition from the food, like the pressures, peer pressure. It's a lot. So they want to raise unconscious people, and the schools are doing just that. They have no quality time. They're structured to get these kids to pass tests, which most of the information we all went through them, right? It's bullshit. Did you need it? Man, learning American history later on in life, like all that. Yeah. When I be teaching this child, like, I got to add in some more. We gonna brush through this. This is crazy.
Let me share this screen with y'all before we get out of here. All right, let's see. Mrs. Harris, what do you think? Chat, what do y'all think about this before we roll out of here?
Public school grading scale.
And now that didn't say, Maryland or Florida. That says public school.
But it says a Facebook post by a CA parent, California.
Okay, so that's going to be California.
Right.
Okay.
When did this become the recommended grading standard? I guess my child doesn't have to work so hard anymore to get an A. Okay, so for an A grading scale is equal to a 84% to a 100%. A B is equal to 64% to 84% type of shit. A C is a 44 to 64%. A D is 24. Wait a minute. Oh, this is horrible. Okay. Yeah. That's real low.
What do you guys think in the
64
chat?
is failing.
What do
64
you
is a
guys think in the
fail.
chat?
Anything under a 65 is failing. That's how it was.
That was in your day.
Yeah, in our day. Damn, that's 40 years ago.
Different day.
Wow.
And you know, I'm glad that you pointed out that it was California, because I think about what is California's minimum wage right now?
Ain't like $25.
$20.
It's 20.
$20.
Shit. But their cost of living is,
I don't care
just
what
like
the
New
cost
York.
of living is. Look at the inspiration that it gives you. If they have anything set up like our public school system, then they got zone schools. And
Right.
if they say anything about a zone school, your whole life is being handed to you on a piece of paper. I just escaped that era, maybe 3 to 4 years, maybe
Yeah, both
after
of
I
us.
graduated.
We got to
from high
pick.
school. Yes.
And if you got
and if you
accepted,
had good grades, absolutely, you got accepted to the
got
school of
accepted.
your choice. But
3 buses.
about 3 or 4 years later, there came a system where there was no longer choices.
Nope.
You got handed a paper that gave you your educational itinerary.
That's right.
Your elementary school is going to
If you
be
live in
this.
this area.
Your junior high school is going to be this, and your high school is going to be this.
Yeah.
I thought that was horrible.
Yeah. And it was like that in VA. VA was even more strict. You can actually get a fine or go to jail for putting your child in a school that wasn't in their district, like lying or using an address, which I did. I did. Yeah, yeah. Shout out to Richard Bowling. We got in there though.
But here's the thing. I can actually feel the gates of jail falling down around me. When you tell me I got to go to the school up the street, and then the school down the block, and then the school a little bit further away, and that's my entire life, I'm never going to get out of California. And then I'm going to get a minimum wage job that people are going to think is good because I'm making $20 an hour, and all of the uppity Negroes is going to be mad at me because my tax dollars is going for $20 an hour for people to flip burgers and yada, 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 yada. But here's the thing. With grades like that, get me a fast food job to keep me in California. And if they implement this in 2 or 3 more cities, it's now starting to become a thing.
So just a rat race. I mean, it should be a livable wage. But you know, even in some areas, $20 sound good. Sound good.
It sounds good when you work for 40 hours a week.
You work 40 hours a week.
When California passed that law for $20 an hour minimum wage, they tell everybody to stay home for the rest of the week. They tell that. It was like, don't come to work. You're off. This, that. Nah, the robots will take care of it. The kiosk got it.
That's what's gonna happen. So the little labor is not gonna be for the little average man no more.
It's
so the kids failing. What type of careers will they be able to have if the little jobs will be taken away by AI or computers?
And they get
everything
like
is. Yeah, I mean,
and
everything is overly processed. It can be actually a machine that takes the patty out the refrigerator, passes it through the grill, puts it through the fucking wrapper, like really jets and shit. They don't need the humans to do that no more. Goodness gracious.
And it's heartbreaking to see that, to try to drive consciousness home to, a society that's looking at mediocrity, like it's okay. Like 0 to 24 is the only way to fail. A 25.
I mean, the parents were already content with their children just passing, long as they pass, long as you pass, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, whatever. Because we know consciously that the shit is bullshit. All the 12 years that we did was a bullshit. If they can get through 10, they can take a goddamn GED and take their ass to college. Like, it's just a lot of it is a waste of their time. It's so much that they could be learning depending on what they're great at. And that's on us to find out. Are they handy? Are they creative? Or creative in so many other aspects, because creativity can go, it's very broad.
Danique said every child gets pushed through the system.
Unless you don't put them in it.
That's an operative word. What system?
School system, the prison system, the foster care system,
healthcare
system.
Nice, Danique. I like it. Works on a lot of levels.
Does.
Peace, family.
Hey,
Sorry
Karma.
to be late. Happy anniversary to
Thank
y'all.
you,
Peace
love.
to the
Thank you.
gods and
Thank you. Get the girls back over here for karaoke.
Yep. Let us know we
Y'all.
here, man. We're gonna do something outside soon. So
Yeah.
stay tuned, man. Gonna be fun. Mrs. Harris, this was cool. Nothing too crazy today. Just a nice little sit down conversation with you. It's a little late now, so we're gonna have a nightcap and go to bed.
Yeah.
Want some cereal probably tonight. Some granola. You made some good granola. That granola
cereal.
that you made,
It's really
I might
good,
eat
man.
some of that cereal.
I
That you
made some
too.
cereal.
Definitely
We
gonna eat some.
attempted. We didn't hold well because we didn't use marshmallow, but we still used the Rice Krispie treat. But it actually was a good. That's what I had this morning as my cereal.
I got you.
Yeah, Madison was like, "Ma, you tan it up."
Okay.
Yeah, it was really good.
That's good. Shout out to you, man.
Thank you.
Keep doing your thing.
Made it healthier.
All right. Well, y'all know how we get down, man. We'll be here this weekend. Mrs. Harris, you got something lined up?
Man, just waking up one part of your consciousness, one day at a time, one portion at a time. And it's focused on the kids, man. We got to be better and do better for them. It's the only way they gonna get better.
True indeed.
True
indeed.
And I appreciate you.
You as well. And I know parents just don't understand. You see the jersey I'm wearing. I know they just don't understand. So,
some of y'all heads is hard
it's
as a brick.
here. All you got to do is be willing. I think that awareness is something that none of us should be trying to escape, running away from, making excuses for. I think we need to be aware of our surroundings. That is my theme song to my daughters.
Goodness, child.
We need to be aware of our surroundings. And if we change our surroundings, we need to change.
Now we got to get aware of this.
awareness.
Right. Yep. New surroundings to get aware of. Yep.
So, that's always going to be my story, and I'm sticking to it. We will be here this weekend. I got something nice. Mrs. She said will be here on Sunday. She probably has something even nicer.
Child. I don't know, be nice. Don't make me feel good, but goodness gracious,
y'all know what she got. Y'all know what
checking,
she
some
got.
accountability. You may not even take it. You may not even care, but shit, you hear it, might make you consider waking up that consciousness.
Yes, indeed.
But as women, we need to care more. We need to care more. Care about these kids and these families. That's what we need to care more. To selfish asses. Just saying. They've been told over the last 30 years to be selfish. It's okay, ladies. Think about yourself. Put yourself first. Put yourself first. Put yourself first.
Damn. Well, they're not going to want to hear what we say at the end of each and every last one of our shows. Mrs. Harris, get us out of here.
Be kind to somebody besides yourself.
Because that's when real character shines through. Boom.